What's poppin', Misfits? Today is September 14th. It's almost been 6 months since my daughter's death. And I want to talk to you all about different things. And when I talk to you all about my memories of my childhood or even with about my daughter, it's for me and for my children, my grandchildren, whatever. So that way I know that that it really did happen, because I have vague, my memories, especially now, I like to talk about because after my daughter Princess, a lot of it, I've been forgetting a lot of certain things and stuff. So one of them I want to hurry up and say to you all about is, before I forget again, is about a time. Well, it was somebody who went to my biological mother's house, and they said that they didn't see not one picture of me on her wall. And I was like, yeah, that's probably correct because I was never on her wall. There was never a picture of me on her wall. Or in the house. Y'all need to understand that I was a throwaway baby. I was a throwaway baby who was in the system. For you all know, I don't even want to repeat it again because I don't want to sound like a broken record. Because I said it several times. I was a throwaway baby. And it's still like that, as you all know. I have not heard from her. I don't know where she lives. I don't have a number. I have not done anything to this woman since the only thing I did was just be born. If you ever go to her house, there's not one picture of me in there at all. In the house. And other people will be like, well, how did you know? Because it's from a reliable source. And the person who told me that is from the reliable source and who's been to her house. There's not one picture of me there. There's never been a picture of me on the wall. You all gotta understand that if you read the comments, that I didn't even have a bedroom. What I had was a closet. That she turned into, well, I can't even say a bedroom. There was just a bed there that was a closet. It was, you couldn't move anything in there. It's just a bed that was in a closet. Now, again, I'm not getting paid for me to say anything like that. If you read my comments, you'll see that it was verified of that's what happened. Okay. Sorry. Picture this. I've never, and I mean I've never got a happy birthday phone call or just a happy birthday from my mother. I've never got a card. I never got a Merry Christmas. My children only seen my biological mother a few times when I was younger. My kids don't even know where she lives, or they don't know. She doesn't know anything about my children. The only time she came was for 10 minutes. I really want to say 10 seconds. She came to my daughter's funeral. Just as fast as she came, she left. Honestly, I just need for y'all to understand the relationship that we never had, or of the reason why that there's no reason for it. But I will tell you this. The person who she said was my father, he gave me her number to call, because he had her number. And this is when we did the DNA test. And he told me, and that's when we found out that he wasn't my father. So he said, call her. Ask her who is the motherfucker. Yeah, and I said, okay, well, give me the number. And I called, and she picked up, and I said, well, I did the DNA test, and, can you please tell me who he is? Tell me something. What does he look like? Because, I'm over here staring in the mirror. I'm like, who do I look like? Who? And she left. She's like, I'm not telling you nothing. That's God's given truth. And I said, I nearly lost it. I was like, what? Like, why? Why? Tell me who my father is. Tell me. And she left, and I hung up. That was the last time I heard from her, and that was 2010. And it's 2022. 2010 is when I did the DNA test. I was a throwaway baby. She did it. That's it. I was a throwaway baby. And the fact is that it's still, it's still like that. I have to say that I was a throwaway baby. I have to, because there's no reason why there's no relationship with it. And I don't want to keep harping on that part. It's just that when I remember something, I want to say it on my YouTube channel. Because if anybody ever goes to her house, you'll see that there are no pictures there of me. They'll probably put one up now, if they even have one. If anybody ever goes there. Because now I'm saying it. It's just to try to make me seem like if I'm lying. But, no. The person is a reliable source that went there. That's a fact that there's no picture of me there. So it is what it is. Que sera, sera. So, that part I'm over with. I'm honestly over with all of it. And here's the thing. I've forgiven this woman. I have forgiven her. And I understand when you get younger, when you're younger, rather, you're mad and you're like, what the hell? Like, she knows what she did. Left me in the system. Just so that way she wouldn't have this black baby around and she can keep the rest of my white siblings with her. That's just it. That's just on period. She didn't want the black one. She wanted to keep the white ones. That's it. So I had a lot of, actually it was anger. Yeah, it was a lot of anger. It was a lot of anger because I was like, when I used to talk to my grandmother before she passed and everything, but now, over the years, it stopped being anger. And then after that, just kept saying why, and then afterwards until I honestly took, well, actually, when I did the ancestry DNA test and I found out who my father was, there is, because he's still alive, and I look just like him. He's black, and well, he's biracial. His mother is white, my grandmother's white, and my father's black. I think that's how it is. And but he is so handsome. My father is handsome. And by that being said, I already have forgiven her. And this, I just found him when I was I just met him last year. So, and I found out who my father was last year. And I accepted the fact that she didn't want nothing to do with me because I was black. She didn't want nothing to do with me. And I'm fine with that. So my YouTube channel is it's for me. So that way, for my grandchildren, my children, so that way they know who and why Sandra had to guard her heart, and who Sandy just is, period. Because through all the trials and tribulations that was sent to, I wasn't even supposed to be here. In Jesus' name, if I would have left it to my mother, if I would have left it up to her, I wouldn't even have supposed to have been here. But Jesus saw fit, Jehovah saw fit for me to be here in Jesus' name. And I'm not getting paid to say the words that I'm saying out my mouth. I have no reason to lie, because the only person that I fear is Jehovah God and Jesus Christ himself. So I have no reason to lie to my YouTube people or to anybody that's watching my YouTube channel. And the fact still remains is that the relationship that I have with my siblings, there isn't any relationship. There was at one time. And here's the thing. I named my daughter Jenny after my biological mother. Because at one time, I thought we were going to have a relationship. Didn't happen. Just as fast as it went just out the window. Shitting on. I named my daughter after her middle name, after my sister. Got shitted on with that. Named my son that passed away after my brother. Shitting on. Now, nobody on this God's green earth could say I did anything ever to them if they did not fuck with me first. That's just on God. Because I'm going to give you, for instance. Now, my nephew that passed away, well, should I say that was murdered. Him and my son were going at it. They were arguing. I'm just taking his words because, mind you, I didn't know anything. Nobody didn't tell me anything because they just didn't. I was mourning my daughter. Nobody didn't say anything to me. So my son, calls me and he was like, "Ma, Titi Ria and Pierre, they're saying things about me or something." I don't know what it was. All I knew is that my son and my sister and nephew, they both were whatever, arguing back and forth, whatever. So me, I'm Mama Bear, so I, that's my nephew, but you say things out of anger. So, I said some shit to my nephew to, hopefully that he'll just cut it out, whatever that's going on with him and my son. Because I said the same thing to my son. I was like, both of y'all need to cut the fucking shit out. I don't want to keep, I'm mourning. No, actually, I wasn't mourning. Because that didn't even happen yet. Let me rewind that back. My daughter didn't die yet. In Jesus' name. I was telling both of them, cut it the fuck out. Y'all, that's your cousin. That's my nephew. So I said some words to my nephew in a text that, when you're angry, you say some shit, and at the time, because I remember what the hell I said. I said, and at the time, yeah, I meant what I said, but I didn't mean for anything ever to ever happen. Just wanted him to stop with the bullshit. Both of them, because I cursed out my son too as well. Because I didn't, I'm over here. And mind you, at this time right now, I just moved back from Texas. And it took us a long time. It took us 6 months to find somewhere else to live. And, and mind you, even though I have forgiven my mom and everything, but this is something that's embedded into me, my heart, mind, and soul. I just need my peace. That's it. Because it took me a long time to get to where I was at. A long time that my kids see me depressed. They see me in the house depressed. They seen it all. That I couldn't even function. I had one of my best friends, she laid down in the bed with me, and I had my husband at the time, because I would be in so much depressed about the reason why I don't have no parents. Why don't I have any parents? Why don't I have any parents? And it took me a long time to get out of that stage in my life. Yes, I was in my, as old as I am right now, but it took a long time for me to get out of there. So when my peace is being disturbed, I say anything. Because right now I got to concentrate on functioning, because now I have my grandchildren and I want them to see me in depression and stuff like that. So when my peace is fucked up, I say some shit that, that at the time I mean it, but I don't mean it. But at the time when I say it, because I can't take back the words that the fuck that I said. But that's it. So, I cursed out my sister to him too, and everything, to my nephew at the time. Because she divided herself away from me, because I didn't do shit to her. So I was like, fuck, saying in retrospect, fuck, well, P, you cut it the fuck out, because, what I'm saying, and what else would I say? I was like, yeah, you better watch where you sleep or whatever like that. I mean, I said some shit. I can't take it back. That's what the fuck I said. That's what the fuck I meant at the time. Did I want anything to happen to my nephew? No. And God's green earth and Jehovah know that. Don't nobody have to believe it. But when the fuck a bitch is pissed the fuck off, period, they say anything. So I was like, yeah, and I'm gonna beat Titiria's ass. That's just on sight. So, and that I said it. So, now I get from my brother. He gonna say to me, that's why, Rhea, she's the reason why you're not in jail. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's the reason why you're not in jail. I'm like, for what, bitch? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, because you threatened her. I'm like, what? The fuck you talking about? Oh, the text to P, you threatened her. You said it was on site. People want to be so goddamn brave and talk mad shit. You going around telling people that I was going to go to jail because you saying that I threatened you is ridiculous. A last year's text to my nephew. That you I guess went to the police station, or you didn't go to the police station and show him it, that's a pussy ass fucking move. Because first of all, that was a last year's fucking text. We weren't talking. And I'm laughing. Just for the simple fact that my brother gonna tell my son, she's the reason why you're not in jail. Well, here's the thing. The reason why I'm not in jail is because I never committed a crime. You can say what the fuck you want to say. So nobody didn't save me in shit. One thing's for sure, another thing's for certain. You know, when you need to figure out, in general, period, when you say things to somebody, you got to stand on that. And it baffles me to where people forget and they stop being humble once they're out of a situation. People forget and they stop being humble. They stop being humble when they're out of a situation. Like, for instance, I saved this certain person's life a few times because he was on crack cocaine. He did some shit. And these people were trying to kill him. I made a phone call to a certain person to stop it. Because they were going to kill him. Not once, but twice that I saved his life. Now, mind you, the person's life that I saved, he was out stealing Christmas from his kids. Even stole from me several times, especially from my son that passed away. Stole his jewelry that I kept for him. And his children was hurt because he stole Christmas with his crack addict ass. Now he has no teeth. You would think that before he said what he said, you would have thought that his ass would have been humble. But he wasn't. He's sitting up on top of the world. Like, yeah, everybody got to get answered to. Everybody got to get answered. Like, boy, sit your fucking damn non-humbling ass the fuck down. And stay, what's that fucking word? And this is to the people who are still on drugs. I'm not talking about y'all. Because my daughter died from fentanyl. So, if anybody's clean, more power to you. You keep it up. You keep up the good work. I'm talking about the motherfucker who done lost his motherfucking mind and trying to act like he's fucking sitting on top of the world, knowing damn well he done fucked over a lot of motherfuckers. And he's right. You're gonna have to stand for it. You're gonna have to answer to somebody, and you goddamn right. You damn sure are. You damn sure are gonna have to answer. Everybody do. Especially you and what you done to your kids. And to the people you stole from. You worried about getting your teeth fixed and stop fucking with a bitch like me. Get yourself together before you start fucking guy non-humbling ass. You know, I've been watching a lot of TikToks and Facebook, and a lot of them say, you know, you don't have to be, well, they've been talking about toxic family members and stuff. And you know what? I'm not missing anything on the opposite side of either side of my family members, from my father's side and my mother's side. I mean, on my father's side, I have sisters. I had a brother that passed away. And, you know, one of my sisters came down. Well, two of them did, but the second one that came down for my door, she drove down here with my nephew and my great nephew, I think I want to say, her son, my nephew, and the baby, and his girlfriend, when my daughter passed away. So I'm gonna always love her for that, because she did not have to do that. She was there. She was there for me, and I appreciate her for that. So, but I got some fucked up family, and I think I'm done with the part of talking about family, because my family is beyond toxic. I got some toxic fucking family members, and that God did not, he just don't want me fucked up with them. Now, I'm going to tell you, my Titi Myrna, she's all right. You know, I love her, because we sort of grew up together. My Theo Jesus, he's all right. You know, I see him on a daily. My prima, Cindy, I love her. Those three people right there from the Rodriguez side of the family, I love them. I'm not talking about the cousins and stuff like that. My great cousins, you know, like David and other. I love you all. So don't be like, why you didn't shout me out? There's too many of y'all. So, like I said, my Titi Myrna, my Theo Jesus, and my Prima Rodriguez, the Rodriguez side of those three, my cousins, I love you all in Jesus' names, you know. I don't got nothing bad to say about that. Now, on my father's side of the family, there's one sister that I rock with. And so, honestly, I think I'm actually done. Besides, well, not unless I have a memory that comes out that I have to bring it up on my on my YouTube channel. Family is toxic, and you really don't have to be fucked up with them. A lot of people say, Sandy, they're all jealous of you. They're all jealous of you. I'll be like, for what? She got a house. You know what I'm saying? The rest of my brothers and sisters, the rest of them, you know, they don't. But what the fuck could they be jealous of? What? What? I don't have shit. But I'm okay with, if you don't want a genuine relationship with me, I'm okay with that. Because, honestly, you could say you got a gazillion fucking friends. They don't know the real you, because my family is full of lies. It's a trickleization. It trickles. Yeah, I made up the word. It's a trickleization. That trickle down. Full of lies. And me knowing that, I'm cool with me being on the opposite side of the fence. Because I can't flip-flop. You're cool with me one minute, then the next minute you're not. You stand on that. Anybody. You stand on where you're at. Because I'm not a beggar for anybody to be in a relationship with me at all. And from where I'm looking at, knowing that I know what I know, If you can do that, then you can't be real. I don't want to be around nobody that's not real. And I'm cool with that. All I know is, matter of fact, when I think about it, it's a shame how people will, well, I'll say it's a shame when they have nothing else better to talk about. And it's just my brother Jimmy, because he should have been a girl, because he wanted bonchinche and gossip and talk about, boy, you've been in prison all your life. I've never been. You've been in prison all your life and you can't stop talking. You just can't stop doing it. I've never been to prison. You have. You need to humble yourself. And they're trying, then after this I find out they're trying to jam my son up. They try to jam my son up. God don't like ugly. God does not like ugly. You're plotting. You're plotting. That just goes to show you, you're not on Jesus' side. I don't think anybody who isn't perfect should be saying shit to anybody. Period. You should have humbled yourself, knowing that you've been in prison all your life. You stole from family members. Stole from your children. And then got a nerve to be shiesty. I'm talking about, this person is the reason why you're not in jail. I don't commit crimes. I don't have no felony charges. I don't do that. I stay in my own damn lane. Last time I checked, you can say what the fuck you want to say, as long as you don't act on it. I ain't never been to prison. I don't do crimes. So no, Jamie. Nobody didn't save shit. You're thinking about the wrong shit. You should be worried about how God don't like ugly. And you shouldn't be plotting. On somebody's demise. You should be more worried about focusing on getting your face straight, your teeth, and all that kind of other shit, than be worried about somebody who you're trying to hurt. Get it together. And stop going around saying that somebody helped. The reasons why. Nobody didn't do a damn thing. You gossip so damn much, you lost reality. You're lost. You're lost in your mind. You're messing with somebody who's minding their own business. That's grieving. It's not even been 6 months yet that my daughter has been gone. And this toxic, disgusting family of retardedness, I think I'm cool on the sidelines. Because I need to grieve in peace. I need to grieve in peace. That goes for friends, family, foes, kids, everything. From here on in, I want my peace. Because I know who was there for me while I'm still grieving. And I know the people who aren't there for me while I'm grieving. Everybody could stand on where they're standing. But you know, I'm just going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on how everybody stood on me. That's it. It's almost been 6 months since my daughter's death. And I'm going to stand on the fact that it is what it is. It's like that saying, if somebody shows you themselves, believe them. Well, I'm going to believe it. And I'm cool with my little family that I have. I'm not searching for a big family. I'm not searching for anything. Because what goes around comes around. And I don't wish nothing on anybody. So, by that being said, this is the Black Diamond Misfit. It's September 14th, Friday, 2022. I'm a grieving mother. That wants her peace. Because honestly, I found my father. My mission is complete. I found my father. I'm happy with that. Now I have to grieve in peace. And I don't need anybody in my life that's not going to let me grieve in peace. By that being said, if you're not with me, I'm not going to say you're against me. It's just the fact that you're not with me. And I don't need you in my life if I can't have my peace. I found my father. I found him. Yeah, babe. I found my daddy. And we conversate. So, I have a parent. I finally have a parent. So, I'm done with that part. I don't need to talk about that no more. Let me grieve in peace. That's all I say. Let me grieve in peace. And we'll be cool. I'm cutting off everybody. I've cut off everybody who have not let me grieve in peace. Again, I'm not getting paid for what I'm saying. I'm saying this because it's the truth. It's my story, and I'm the only one that could tell it. Nothing vindictive at all about my YouTube channel. Sometimes it's not every day that I even come on here. It's when I have a recollection of something and I want to hurry up and speak up on it. Because honestly, if I'm not doing this, I'm at the cemetery. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. But I had to say what I said about everything the heck that I just said. Because I just had to do it. And people need to be humble with themselves. And think about, once you think bad, especially think bad or even actually acting on something bad, you're sinning. Especially when you thought about it, and then when you act on it, you're sinning. Who you think God's gonna do? Me and my children are well protected. My children and I are well protected. My son's been shot, stabbed so many times, and he is still here. He is well protected by Jehovah. Believe that. My children and I are well protected. Because I didn't have any parents. And God was my parent. He watched over. He watched over us. In Jesus' name. I'm God's child. That's a fact. My children are God's child. They were brought up in the truth. They were born in church. Shoot, my daughter's... when I gave birth to my daughter, my Bible teacher witnessed her birth. She was in the room when I gave birth to her. So, let's not get it misconstrued. We come from Jehovah in Jesus' name. That's why my son is still here in Jesus' name. After all those times he was shot and stabbed. So on that note, to everybody, be humble. Don't forget where you came from and the people who helped you along the line. Because what I got out of what I heard, oh, she's the only one. She saved you from going to jail. You want to bend. There's a lot of bend over kissing that when people do something, they want you to keep kissing their ass. And say, okay, yes, you did that. Like, I gave props. You was shouted out. I did all that. But people want to be slow and act like they're not humble when they need to be concentrating on themselves instead of gossiping about some shit that don't even make sense. Needs to be worried about themselves. So I'm tired of ranting for this point right now because I don't want to sound like a broken record. That's not what my YouTube is about. So I want to be able to grieve in peace. I'll hope from here on in that I'm able to grieve in peace. In Jesus' name. This is my story. It's the Black Diamond Misfit. This is my story, and I'm the only one that could tell it.